Okay, you guys, I have some super dorky things going on today, and I'm excited about it because I'm a big dork. My husband found this random green screen in the garage the other day, and I decided that I would use it today in this video because I am like missing traveling. And last fall, Matt and I went to Spain, and this is the kitchen to a 15th century farmhouse where we stayed in Girona. So I thought I would go ahead and share it with you, and I thought it would be like kind of a fun vibe just to pretend like I'm in someone else's kitchen in some other country cooking. So today we're gonna make cookies. They're healthy cookies. I call them my trail mix cookies, and the recipe actually came from my sister many years ago. I'm excited to share it with you today. The other thing I'm excited to share with you is my chefy coat. I worked in a cafe in the kitchen, and this is what I wore every morning when we were doing food prep and during service. So I thought I would dig it out of a drawer. It's not too bad. It had like dead spiders and stuff like all crunched up and stuck to it, but I cleaned it off. It's good. I got a lint roller going. Okay, let's get to the cookies. The first thing we need to do for these trail mix cookies is we need to melt a 1/4 cup of coconut oil, and we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of nut butter. And we're gonna put it in this pan right here, and we're gonna melt them together. I've always used peanut butter in this recipe, but today I'm going to try some almond butter, which I made myself. It's pretty thick. Mixed with a little tahini. So this is my 1/2 cup. You can use any nut butter you want. Nut butter is just the nut put in a blender basically and blended until it becomes butter. It's really that easy. Tahini is just sesame seeds blended to make a seed butter. I got this giant jar of tahini at the international store. So you're gonna add both of those to your pan and melt it on the stove. You're gonna take 3 very ripe bananas. Mash up the bananas really well. And then you're going to add your oil and nut butter. This would be the time if you're going to add vanilla extract. This recipe calls for 1 teaspoon. You gotta mash it up so you get a gooey texture like that. This recipe calls for 1/3 cup chopped nuts, any kind, anything you like. I'm using blanched almonds. And then a full cup of nut or seed meal. And today I've got, which is basically the same thing as chopped nuts, but it's a little bit finer. I've got some walnut. I put them in the food processor and kind of chopped them a little bit. And then I'm gonna do flax meal. So I've got about a 1/2 cup of the walnuts, and I'm gonna fill the rest of that 1 cup with the flax meal. Now this recipe calls for 2 cups of rolled oats. I'm not gonna use 2 cups. I wanna use 1 cup of oats today, and I'm going to experiment actually. And I'm going to try using some of this puffed millet. So in this bowl, we're gonna add our dry ingredients. So that's our millet and our oats and our chopped nuts and our nut meal. Give that a mix. 1/3 cup dried coconut. 3/4 cup of cranberries. More or less, people. You know, this is just eyeball it. And also, if you don't like coconut, don't add the coconut. And if you don't like cranberries, add raisins or don't add them at all. A 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. The same on the sea salt. I will probably sprinkle them with sea salt at the end too, because I think it tastes good because we're gonna add chocolate chips. So mix all of your dry ingredients together. Now you're gonna take the bananas that you mixed earlier with the oil and the nut butter. This is the time where you add about 1/2 to 3/4 of a bag of chocolate chips. It should be really moist and kind of gooey. Use a nice big spoonful to make the cookies. Turn your oven on to 350 degrees and bake them for 12 to 14 minutes until they're just brown on top. Okay, you guys, well, I want to hear what you think about these cookies if you make them. I love them because they're so versatile. You can literally like substitute anything in this recipe. So make it your own. Well, you don't have to use dark chocolate, but I recommend it because it's really good with the banana and the peanut butter and the sea salt. It's all really good flavors. So these cookies are about to come out of the oven. Don't forget, if you like my channel, subscribe to it or like the video. Okay, thanks.